Should automakers build an Acura that mimics a Ferrari? You're going to help us decide right now in our Build It or Bag It segment with Joe White. He's out in Detroit. Hey there, Joe.
Hi, Wendy.
So you have been roaming around at the Detroit Auto Show. You've looked at these concept cars that automakers have come up with. They're toying with building them. You're handicapping their odds. Let's talk about this Acura that's sort of like a Ferrari. I can't even imagine it.
Well, see how quickly they forget. Acura built this car, or a car called the NSX, which was basically their take on the exotic Italian sports car idea, until about 2005. They built it for about 20 years until 2005. Then they dropped it because they decided Acura needed to be a rational brand. Sales went sideways, and now they're bringing it back, and they're going to build it in Ohio. Interesting though, that's the pro. Who doesn't want a reliable car that can perform like a Ferrari? The con side of this one though is that if you look at it, you're going to recognize this car from those Iron Man movies. It's an Audi R8, and that car is already on the market. So Acura's probably going to have to tweak the styling a little bit to really stand out.
So it'll be out of date by the time it even sees the light of day. Very quickly, just with all these concepts cars we're talking about, how long does it typically take to get from concept to reality?
If it's a real concept and they haven't decided to do it, about 3 years. If it's something that they've been working on and they're just kind of teasing the crowd with something that they plan to build anyway, it could be a year to 18 months.
What about these Chevy Codes, Joe? What are they dreaming up there?
It's interesting. This is a real concept exercise. Votes matter here. Chevy has two concept cars. One is called the Code 130R. The other one is the True 140S. The Code 130R looks like the love child of a BMW 1 Series and a Camaro. The True 140S looks like it rolled off the set of Fast and Furious. Mark Royce of General Motors, who runs North America, says they're probably only going to be able to build just one, and they're going to look at the auto show results and the reaction to these concepts and make their decision.
Now, I can't even imagine anyone sort of dreaming up fanciful concepts for minivans, but they are. Chrysler is. What have they come up with?
I think there was something in the water when they did this one, which I would like to get someday.
Yeah, me too.
This is the Chrysler 700C. It's kind of a minivan by way of the Tricks Festival. It's very unusual looking. Here's a bad sign. You can't find any information about this on the Chrysler media site. It's just out on the auto show floor, and I'm not quite sure what they're doing with it.
Because that doesn't bode well for it actually getting made. And finally, let's talk about this Lincoln MKZ. They're still thinking of new things for Lincoln?
They are trying to think of new things for Lincoln because it looks like Lincoln has one product cycle left to prove that it can be relevant. This is a nice-looking car, and they've taken a feature that I don't like about the current Lincolns, which is this vertical, quote-unquote, waterfall grille that looks like this, and they've made the grille go horizontal like most normal cars. Here's the problem. Over at the Ford stand is the 2013 Ford Fusion, which is not a concept, it's a production car, and the thing has swiped the grille from an Aston Martin, a real luxury brand, and it looks like $1 million. So how Lincoln is going to stand up against the competition from their own side of the house, we'll have to see.
Good point. All right, well, if I'm dreaming of Lexus and Toyota, what am I going to see?
Oh, the LFLC. You're either going to love this thing or you're going to hate it. It looks, from the side, it looks like it's kind of an Acura NSX idea. It's a super sports car from Lexus. From the front, it's got this very unusual grille which does that. It's kind of a pinched-in thing. I'm not a big fan of the look personally, but it is a personal thing, and other people really liked it, and it won the Best Concept in Show award from the Eyes on Design contest at the Detroit Auto Show. So, Lexus will probably get encouragement and go ahead and build something like that.
And folks here who are watching, they can go online once your story is published later on tonight. It'll be in the personal journal section of the paper, but online, and they can help vote. Is that right, Joe?
Vote early, vote often. We don't check ID.